Ever been in a room packed with people and still felt totally alone? It's a weird feeling, right? Like your voice is made of silence and no one can hear the words you never say. Welcome to Story Studio 91. Today, we bring you a story that will change the way you see the quiet ones and the profound wisdom they hold. On the rocky coast of a small village, there lived a boy named Kael. His world was painted in the greys and blues of the sea. His father was a fisherman, a man of loud laughs and booming stories that filled the tavern at night. Kael was the opposite. Words, for him, were like slippery fish. They wriggled away before he could grasp them. From a young age, he spoke only when necessary. The villagers called him the Silent Stone. They smiled with pity. Poor boy, they whispered, so alone. But Kael was not poor, and he was not entirely alone. He had the sea. Every afternoon, while other children played, Kael would sit on his special flat rock. He would listen. He heard the gossip of the gulls, the sigh of the waves on the pebbles, the deep, wet breath of the ocean itself. He felt more understood by the tide than by any person. In his silence, he learned to hear everything else. One evening, a storm came. It was a furious, roaring beast. The men secured their boats. The women shuttered their windows. Kael sat by his hearth, listening to the anger of the wind. He heard something else underneath a high, pained cry, like a broken melody. His father heard only the storm, but Kael felt it. It was a call for help. At first light, he ran to the shore. The beach was littered with storm bones, shattered wood, torn nets, and seaweed. And there, in a shallow pool trapped by rocks, was a young dolphin. Its side was cut, and its dark eye was wide with fear and exhaustion. It was breathing fast, a desperate sound. The villagers gathered, shaking their heads. It will die, one fisherman said. Best to end its suffering quickly, said another. Kael's father nodded, a grim look on his face. They saw a problem to be solved or a tragedy to be ended. But Kael did not see a problem. He saw a creature, scared and alone, just like him. This is where we find the first secret. True hearing is not with the ears but with the heart. While the village heard only the dolphin's distress, Kael heard its longing for the deep water. He heard its song interrupted. He stepped forward into the cold water and did the only thing his heart knew to do. He knelt. He placed a gentle hand on the dolphin's smooth side, not to pull or push, but simply to say, I am here. You are not alone. The dolphin stopped thrashing. Its frantic breathing slowed. It looked at Kael. In that quiet moment, something passed between them, a language older than words. Kael refused to leave. His father, frustrated but loving, brought him food and a blanket. For 3 days and nights, Kael stayed by the pool. He kept the dolphin's skin wet. He spoke softly of the sounds of the deep he imagined. He listened to the dolphin's clicks and whistles, and began to hear patterns in them. He did not try to force it back to sea. He simply tended to it, patient as the moon on the tide. This reveals the second secret. To heal, you must first feel another's pain as your own. Kael did not see in it. He saw you. He shared the creature's imprisonment, its fear of the shallow rock walls. His own lifelong feeling of being trapped in silence became a bridge of understanding. He poured his quiet empathy over the dolphin's wounds like a cool salve. On the 4th morning, the dolphin was strong. It nudged Kael's hand playfully. Kael knew it was time. With great effort, he and his father carefully moved rocks, channeling seawater into the pool. They created a path. The dolphin hesitated, looking at Kael. Then, Kael did something he had never done in front of the whole village, which had gathered to watch. He took a deep breath and he made a sound, a soft, low, humming tone, mimicking the dolphin's own call of thanks and farewell. It was his voice, used not for demand but for connection. The dolphin chirped happily, turned and glided through the new channel into the open sea. It leaped once, a silver arc against the morning sun, and was gone. The village was utterly silent. They had witnessed a miracle of patience, not force, of listening, not shouting. Kael's father looked at his son, not with pity, but with awe. He finally saw him. This leads us to the final, beautiful secret. Your true voice is found when you speak for those who cannot. Kael had spoken for the dolphin, and in doing so, he had found his own. He was not the silent stone anymore. He was Kael, the boy who listens to the sea, the boy who hears what others miss. The village changed. The fishermen began to pause and listen to the wind patterns more carefully before sailing. Parents listened more to their children's quiet worries. They learned that the loudest voice does not hold the deepest truth. Kael still spends his afternoons on his flat rock, but sometimes now a familiar silver shape dances in the waves beyond the breakers. And Kael smiles, knowing that in the vast, speaking world, he had finally found a way to answer. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to Story Studio 91. Share this wisdom with someone who needs to remember that their quiet voice matters. Let us know in the comments what the sea whispers to you.